Jason Masi is a DC-based singer-songwriter. He got his start in with the Richmond, Virginia-based group Jubius. He stepped out as a solo artist in 2010, trading in the band's root jam-driven rock for a more acoustic soul R&B songwriter approach. He has since released 3 solo albums: Balance and Pull in 2010, Life is Wonderful in 2012, and Power of a Woman in 2014. And if you've been listening to the show, we've had Power of a Woman on here, and if you check his profile online on dcmusicrocks.com, you can see the music video for that track. It's awesome. His transition has kept him busy on the road performing for 250 shows a year, which his schedule is also on the site, and man, there's so many awesome shows. He's a very busy man, but I love it. I love it. His influences in Masi sound can be drawn between soul artists like Marvin Gaye and Bill Withers, folk and blues icons like Van Morrison and James Taylor, as well as modern songwriters in the vein of Matt Kearney, Damian Rice, and James Morrison. His songs are often reflective and thought-provoking, yet maintain a free-spirited and light-hearted tone. His approach he approaches his music in much the same way he does life, which is laid-back and easygoing personality, which translates into lyric and tone of his music. Yet his performances are energetic and portray him as a hard-working musician that he is. So with that, guys, I was first introduced by a coworker to Jason's music, and ever since then, I've been a fan, and it is truly a privilege and an honor, and I'm just excited to actually have him sitting here with me in the studio. So with that, I'm excited to introduce to you Jason Masi. Say hi.
Hi, Brian. Thanks so much for having me, man. It's a real honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
You have such a wonderful speaking voice on the radio. You just told my whole story, man. So I don't even have to say anything else.
Oh, you're making me blush here, man. You're making me blush. So tell us about Love's Lips. And I'm sorry about the mispronunciation there. So
it's a tough word. It's got a lot of syllables.
There's love, man. Everybody gets nervous about that word, love.
That's true.
So tell us about that track.
So, yeah, I was writing a lot of bittersweet songs at the time. And I spent a lot of time at the wineries, as you may know from looking at my show schedule.
Okay.
And I was observing couples, especially during the day, that were enjoying a glass of wine together. And they were just having a good time. They were casting their worries aside. And I started with the line, "Love's lips like wine," just from that observation. And then I built this song out of it. And it turns out it's just a simple love song about being present with the one that you're with and enjoying the moment. Sometimes that's actually really difficult, especially living in this DC area with so many distractions, politics. But a lot of people use that getaway out to the wine circuit to kind of get away from the whole DC hustle bustle. So
it seems
I'm very lucky to get out that way and be able to perform for people and make that my niche.
I was going to say, and you say more about that niche, because you mentioned that your schedule indicates that a lot. But for folks who haven't seen the schedule,
sure.
how does it work with you? You're a full-time professional musician.
I'm a full-time professional musician. Believe it or not, and sometimes I pinch myself to actually convince myself that it's true.
All right.
So yeah, the wine circuit, it's kind of something I fell into. I was playing with the band Jubius for a long time. I had a day job throughout most of my 20s. And the band came out with a couple records. But the band was kind of fizzling because we had some personnel issues.
Got it. Okay.
But then I moved to this area, and I had my one connection, which was Amber Therese Foster. And she helped me get some gigs around this area. And then I met a couple winery owners. They invited me out to play. And that's where it kind of spiraled out of control. And I didn't realize there was such a growing scene out there, not just for wineries, but also the music at the wineries. So
yeah,
that's kind of the start of it. And now I spend a lot of time out there. And I consider myself lucky.
When you say a lot of time, what does that actually translate into?
Probably more than I should. I mean, when I say
the wine's so good.
When I say, okay, yeah, exactly. And there's generally free wine with these shit, so there's
that's a
to be
plus.
said about
Okay.
that, yes. As a form of payment. My wife always says, "Stop bringing bottles of wine home. Get us more money." So, but
I can see that being a thing. Okay.
Yeah, but I spend a lot of time out there. I'd say out of the 250 plus 300 shows a year I play, I don't know, maybe 60% are wineries, and then I do a lot of private events too for people. So I meet a lot of those people through the wineries, and I do clubs. the clubs are less and less these days. So
Right. It's more about the.
it's more about a niche, man.
What are you found this cool little niche, man?
Dude,
So
it's not I don't know.
4 or 5 days a week? How often?
So I play shows. Yeah, it can be that, especially
For the
I'd say
wineries,
I'd say the busy season is like March through October.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't know if I should even admit this, but sometimes I'll play 8 shows in a week. Because I'll do a double Saturday. I'll do like a Saturday at a winery, and then I'll do a private party in the evening. And I host an open mic every Monday night, and then I play sometimes Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh my
But the
goodness.
cool thing about being a full-time musician and playing around this area, DC Metro, is I can come home and spend time with my wife, and actually sometimes get home early enough to even watch a Netflix show with her or something, and have some
That's
dinner.
cool.
So
Yeah. I guess wineries aren't a late night club kind of thing either,
Not
so that's got to
really.
have a benefit
people,
too.
their bedtimes are like 9 p.m., so they want to get out of there.
Depending on how much wine they drank.
That's right.
Oh man. So now when you're not being a musician, tell us more about you. What do you do?
Sure. I'm actually kind of an introvert when it comes to not being on all the time. I have to spend a lot of time with people. So
Sure.
when I'm on my own, I like to just kind of cocoon and have some time to myself. I do like I started yoga, and I like to read books and just relax and have my own time, my quiet time. Sometimes my wife is like wanting to talk to me a lot, and I'll start the days off. It's not because I don't want to listen to her. It's just that I need that time, to unwind.
Is it like recovering or
It's like-
recuperating?
yeah,
You
kind of-
put it all out there when you're performing, and so it's
Yes.
the time to
It's the
go
reboot.
back in your
The
show.
reboot
Yes.
time.
Okay. I totally understand.
You
that
understand
one. Wow.
that? Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
and it's kind of wild to hear that too, because you do spend so much time out there performing and stuff. I guess I guess you might automatically assume that people are extroverts when no, actually maybe that might be kind of taxing, and you come back when you come home, the
Yeah.
recharge is not being out there.
Not to take it away. I love meeting everyone at my shows. I love talking to everybody, and I love performing. But the reboot process is something that I've especially lately, since the schedule's been so busy, I've started to take seriously. And my wife has started to take my cell phone away from me. She doesn't want me doing work.
No, nor you got quiet hours.
No
now,
more
that's-
quiet hours.
I love it.
before
I
bed.
love it. Now, what's one thing about the DC music scene that you love?
There's so many things actually. When I moved here, I had no idea what it was all about. But one of the cool connections I've had is Justin Trewick. I knew him in college. We went to Longwood together.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and he has been a help in the sense of connecting a lot of musicians together. I did the 9 songwriter series. I started that with him. I started playing that with him when he first got it off the ground.
Okay.
2009.
Yeah.
And man, I've met so many DC and touring artists from that, and just the well of talent that I find in DC, it constantly amazes me. Every time I do a show with somebody else, or do a songwriter showcase with somebody else, other musicians, I'm just kind of overwhelming. So a little humbling too, because I'm like, dang, I need to go home and practice. These guys are good. I thought I was pretty good, but man.
And for folks who don't know what the the songwriter series you were just talking about, say more.
Yeah, so Justin Trewick puts on this songwriter series. It's kind of like a Stories in the Round, but you have more singer-songwriters. So each artist will get 2 songs up front, and they can kind of talk a little bit about each song, and then they do another round of 1 song. And then lately, he's been allowing the artists to collaborate with each other too. So if you have like somebody that plays saxophone, or somebody that plays banjo, or does backing vocals or something, they can jump in with each other, and then they can. It's all on the spot too. So you kind of see people.
This is a live show.
It's a live show. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
And he also does a podcast, the Circus Life.
The Circus Life. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
So, which I've done as well, which is a really cool thing, and he's been getting some cool artists on there as well.
Yeah, definitely. We know Justin. We're fans of Justin on DC Music Rocks. That's for sure.
Cool,
We play his stuff too. He's wonderful. So Justin, shout out. Thanks for doing what you do and supporting the scene like we are here, because I truly appreciate you, man. And now tell us a story about your best show. What comes to mind?
So I don't have any aha moments where after the show I was just like, man, that was it. That was my best show. That never happened to me.
Okay.
I play a lot of shows, and I feel like
Sure.
you get this euphoria sometimes after it, and it's awesome because music is therapeutic. But I will say, I was playing for the Walter Reed Society this whole last year, from February up until about a month ago.
Okay.
I'm on break right now, but the reason I do it is because sometimes you play music for people that actually need the music more than you do, and that was definitely the case at Walter Reed. So I would say, like, the last time I played a show, just because this is a recent memory, I had somebody come up to me and it was an older woman. She said, "I'm going through chemo treatments right now, but just being able to sit here and listen to your music in the lobby really made my day." And so I don't really need much, but I mean,
Wow.
when somebody says that to you, you're like, okay, I'm doing something that I should be doing. That to me is the ultimate reward. So,
And for the listeners who don't, so you're playing music at Walter Reed?
yeah, Walter
You
Reed.
just show up and play, or how does that
Yeah,
work?
so it's through the Walter Reed Society. They've actually been bringing musicians in
Yeah.
for the last couple of years, and I just started this last year. But yeah, you go and they have this this area, it's a carpeted area in a lobby, so you get a lot of foot traffic there. But it's people that are being treated that were in the military and their families. So
see.
you're performing for a couple hours, and they have performers throughout the week. And then people, if they're waiting for their appointments or what have you, and they get to sit down on the couches there while they're waiting in the lobby and just listen to.
So it's you and your guitar for those?
Me and
I
the
take
guitar.
it?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. And you
And
had mentioned one other.
absolutely. A lot of times people will come up and sing songs with me, and which sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad. It's always nice when you have a true professional, and I see that Sarah Murphy. She came up and sang Hallelujah with me at a friend's birthday party, and that was a really special moment.
That is awesome. Oh, very cool, Jason. And what about, so tell us a story about a time that you tried and failed.
Okay, well, I try and fail just about every day.
Just one.
Just
you
one.
don't have to
Just
admit them
one.
all. All right.
Let me count the times. Now, one I can laugh about. I guess it's kind of a funny story, but a few years ago when I was playing with Julius, and we continued to play up until we haven't played in like a year together, but we
Okay.
kind of do little get-togethers and stuff. But we played Shanae. We were kind of like the house band at that place for a while
okay.
in Richmond.
Yeah.
And we had a packed house, and one of the things I always have to figure out the balance of is like how much I get into the music that I'm playing, because I'm not a good dancer.
Oh.
Okay. I wish I were, but I put the guitar down, and I sometimes do this, and we were doing a cover of the song "Brick House" by the Commodores.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You know that song?
I know the song.
Okay, and that "Shake It Down, Shake It Down, Shake It Down" now section.
Yeah.
I was like getting my audience to like shake it down and like get lower to the ground.
Yeah.
And on the way down, like something ripped in my inner thigh, and it was like this excruciating pain, and so I like fell to the ground in the middle of the song.
Wow.
And that was embarrassing because you can fit 300 people in there, and it was a capacity, so
Oh, man.
it was in front of everybody, and I got back up and I continued the song, but then I had to take a break, and that was just one of those moments. I think it had the right amount of humility, and and just a reminder not to do things that are beyond my capabilities. I'm not Chris Brown, man. I'm not.
I'm Chris Brown. You
Just
can't get low just quite
not
like
like
that.
that.
No.
But in my defense, I wasn't really doing a lot of stretches at the time. I was running a lot and not taking care
Got
of
it.
my body the right
Oh,
way. Maybe
so
if I tried
take care of
again,
that yoga, man. If you'd been doing
tell
the
me,
yoga
if
back
I had
then,
been
maybe.
then, I probably would have bounced right back up.
That's wild.
Yes.
Whoa, what a story.
So don't-
Good gracious. Okay.
Don't go
So
beyond
take
your
care of
means.
yourself.
The
Yes.
lesson learned.
Yes.
Know your limitations.
Don't get down unless you can, in
If
fact,
you
get
get
down.
down. There you go.
So now, what about what's in your music collection that might surprise us?
Let's see. I'm not sure if it would surprise you. It surprised me how much I listened to this particular artist on Pandora Radio, but Sade. I evidently, Pandora sends you like reports of how much you listen to stuff.
Okay.
It was like 80% Sade Radio.
Really?
On the Pandora station, which
That's impressive. Which is soothing, and you talked about your
soothing. It is
kinda
soothing.
bringing it
It's
down.
sensual.
Okay.
Maybe that reveals too much about me just right there. But that's the kind of mood that I'm in. The most
All right.
of the time.
I see. So
Sade
a little bit of
kinda- I'm in a
Sade.
Sade kinda mood
Get you
most
start
of the
notes
time.
to self, guys. Bring Sade with you if you want to get Jason in the mood. Got it. Okay.
Right.
Now, what about?
Too much.
Do you have any rules as a performer? Are there any rules that you have, and are there any that you always break?
I do have rules. So I try to make the rule not to play like certain cliche songs. You know,
Okay, like what?
Like Wagon Wheel.
Okay.
Like Brown Eyed Girl. And
Okay.
I feel bad saying that because I have actually some fans that really, really like those songs, and I try not
Sure.
to avoid it. But I'm so eager to please people. I mean, this is the truth, man. Like I put a smile on somebody's face by playing a song. I mean, I'm sure you know this as a band member.
Absolutely.
You see like the way that people,
All the joy they get from the music.
joy
Yeah.
they get from these songs that maybe you've heard a gazillion times, maybe a gazillion times too many, and but they just eat it up. And I'm just gonna go and say it. I break that rule sometimes.
That rule. Okay,
One of these
so
days
Brown Eyed Girl might happen. And inside as an artist, you die a little bit, but at the same
this on the
time,
radio.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you sharing. Okay. So come up with a more creative request next time you see Jason.
No, it's okay.
Brown Eyed
It's
Girl.
okay. It's all right.
And if you love that one, ask him for it anyway. Got it. Okay. I love it. Now, what's the last question I love to ask is what's one piece of advice that you would offer?
I would say it's easy to go through the motions sometimes, especially if you have a lot of shows. Like I have a lot of shows. I think always bring 110%. Always try to bring a good vibe to your performances.
Say more. How do you bring a good vibe? What does that mean?
Yeah, it does seem like a simple thing, but say you're in a bad mood and you show up at the venue and you go through the motions of your show. And I've seen people do this. I mean, and it's a human nature. You can do this.
Yeah.
But it's really contagious to your audience and then your audience to your venue. And sometimes I think just kind of escaping into the music is maybe the answer to that, just allowing yourself to kind of get lost in it. But yeah, try to, I mean, maybe that's bring it. Show up every time if you can. And I'm guilty of not doing it every single time too, but I try.
But you notice it. And if you learn to recognize it, you can also fix it halfway through too. You can realize, oh God, I'm not doing it. I got to bring it after that break. You come back and bring some more.
Bring it.
That's awesome. Now, if folks want to find out more about you, where's the best place for them to find you?
I'd say visit the website if you can, www.jasonmasi.com. Last name spelled MASI.com, and that's kind of the hub where you can kind of get the links to everything else: the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram. So that's where I would say to start. If you're just a Facebook person, you want to skip the website. I try to stay up to date with my friend page. You can friend me.
Got it. Okay.
And I put like my regular shows weekly on there where I'll be, and then if I do my special events, I'll put it on my fan page, and I'll invite people from the fan page.